Alright, welcome back, McFly subscribers. So this is what we're tying today. It's a little kind of tan caddis. Last year, right around this time, I went out fishing with Roger. We went to the Guadalupe River, and they stocked a bunch of trout there, and the trout were hitting these little mini gray caddis, gray or tan caddis, just like this. I'm tying up a bunch because I plan on going at the end of December here pretty soon. This is kind of what I came up with. I think it's about the right size for them. It is quite small. I mean, this is size 18 dry fly. By the way, I'm using Risen's barbless dry fly 100s. Great hooks. So let's get to tying this. So we're going to place the hook securely in our vise. And for thread, I've got Viva 16-aught in brown. I'm going to start and leave just a small space right behind the hook eye, like so. Snap or break off the thread or cut. And then we're going to bring the thread all the way down to the bend of the hook. Next we need a CDC feather. I'm going to take the tip, stroke down these fibers, set that tip right on top. We'll do a pinch wrap right over it, and then bring our thread all the way up. Well, not all the way, so about halfway up the hook shank. Pull this up, the tip, cut that off, clean up that section. We want to end with about 2 hook eye lengths back, and that's why we left the space. Next, grab some hackle pliers. I'm going to grasp the feather, and then we're just going to start wrapping up the hook shank to create a nice little body. Wiggle our thread to not trap too many fibers. While we capture that, I'm going to unhook that. We'll pull everything rearward. Snip off that waist tail there. And then we're going to wrap back up over this a little. Now we got a big mess going on, but we want to just turn this all different ways and brush it out. Get all those trap fibers released. I'm going to turn this upside down. We're going to come through with some scissors and cut off everything from the bottom. There we go. And if you guys noticed, I was stroking these fibers up, which is what we want to do. But this is still way too long. We're going to take our scissors and completely straight. I'm going to pull this up slightly. And we're going to cut this off. Just like so. Keep those scissors straight, and what that does is it kind of tapers it a little bit. And what we're doing is we're creating a little underwing. And that CDC will really help this thing float. Alright, good. We want to keep our thread about a hook eye length back from the hook eye. Alright, so this is one of the birds that I culled. This is my own bird. You can hear another rooster outside probably. But we are going to take one of these feathers here. That's what we're looking for. Something a little webbier. And I like this modeling. And this is about the right color. Okay, now we need to prepare this. We're just going to strip off first all the fuzzies here. Okay, and that's a little large, so let's go ahead and get a couple more. Alright, then we want to place this in our finger like so. We're going to take the tip of our scissors, cut the center out, and that's what we're left with. So you're going to want to take some hackle pliers, just like so. And I've got this. This is Solara's Flex formula. We're going to coat the feather a little bit with this, and that's going to help kind of keeping this together. Just put a little dot. Don't need much. In fact, you want very little. And then we're just going to stroke that through the feather. And then we just take our UV curing light. Hit it on both sides with that. And now that stiffened up that feather a little bit. That made it so that these fibers aren't going to come apart. And there we go. That'll be the perfect wing. I want to kind of bend this over on itself, just like so. See how I did that? Hopefully I got that on camera. Then pull everything rearward, set that right on top, like so. I want to make sure this wing isn't too long. There we go. Now, you want this canted slightly towards you, because when you go ahead and wrap, it's going to want to twist it up and over that hook. And there we go. That's looking really good. You can see we've got a nice little wing on top. It didn't really come out exactly what I was looking for. If you don't like it, you can always back it up and try to redo it. But there we go. So that's a nice little caddis wing right there. I'm going to take the stem and pull it back. Make a wrap or two to hold it back. You can bring these fine point scissors in and cut this off. By the way, these scissors are made by Risen. They're called the mitten scissors, and they fit nicely in the hand. And they got the finest point tip, so it really makes tying these flies really nice. All right, so this fly, as you can see, we've got a lot of these shorter fibers. It kind of looks like legs. The CDC creates a rib under there with the stem. Got a nice little top body. It has the exact shape as a small little caddis. And then to really help this float, and the last step here is I've got this little ginger barred dry fly hackle, and this is in size 18. How I like to tie these on, you can do it any way that you want, but I like stripping off a few of the fibers at the bottom, and I lay it in, bring my thread back to the start of that tail. I'll lay it just like so, perpendicular to the hook, do a wrap over it, and then I crisscross the wrap like so, and then I bring that stem back up. It's a little bit long, so let's go ahead and cut that stem just slightly shorter so we don't get it over the hook eye, and that really locks that in. All right, good. So now we're going to make just 2 to 3 wraps with that. I'm going to capture it. Like so. Let's get in with these fine point scissors. Get that stem off. And a lot of times we can just push these fibers rearward, wrap back up over them, and out of the hook eye. Let's go ahead and whip finish. And if you're like me and you got a few trap fibers in there, you can always just trim them off. Totally fine. Little trick, if you've got it a little too close to the hook eye, you can pinch right near it and it pushes those fibers rearward. The final part is I like to cement the head with this Solarez Ultra Thin. It's a UV curing resin, but it comes with a little handy paintbrush that allows me to just put a little dot over the whip finish, and this will harden that up, keep it from coming loose. Just make sure you don't gob it up too much and get some in the hook eye. And there we go. And there is a tan little caddis. I'm telling you guys, that's it. That's exactly the size. That's exactly what they look like. Those little tiny caddis that those fish were just gobbling up. Looks perfect. It's a great little profile. As you guys know, caddis really kind of their wings sit back really far. It's not sticking up like a elk wing caddis, where a lot of times they're tied where it's almost sticking straight up. I mean, that makes it easier to see on top of the water, but I would almost rather fish something more natural like this with the wings flat back. This is going to be really hard to see, but you can always put a small indicator a little further up and fish it like that where you can see that indicator go under, or just know exactly where you casted, and if you see a fish rise to it, you know you got one. There we go. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I think this is going to work really well for those little stalker trout. I did try a foam caddis that worked pretty well last year, but this I think is probably going to do a little better. Plus it's a little more natural. I kind of like it, so let me know what you guys think. So if you guys haven't already, check out my sponsor, Risen Fly. They are the ones that made the scissors and of course the hooks. They make rods and reels and a whole bunch of stuff that you can use for fly fishing, and their prices are absolutely amazing. You know, they sponsor me, but that's not why I use their gear. I use it because it is really good gear, really high quality, but at an amazing price. So for me, you know, having to buy all my gear, I don't get everything free. You know, it really helps to be able to get high quality gear, but also affordable. So check them out. The best off, guys, they're offering all of you a discount just for being my subscribers. So go to www.risenfly.com and type in McFly at checkout, and you'll get 15% off your first order with them. Well, if you guys haven't already, please subscribe and hit that bell notification for future video updates. Also, if you could hit the like button, it would really help me and the channel out. I will see you guys on the next video. Now you go catch some fish.